Felicity Huffman will become the first parent sentenced in the college admission scandal. It's something you know that we're watching this hour as a hearing is set to begin in about an hour. Huffman pleaded guilty to, and her attorneys are asking for probation and community service instead of prison time. Prosecutors want her to serve a month behind bars. I want to bring in now Philip Holloway, a former U.S. assistant district attorney and a criminal defense attorney. Both sides of the coin on this. You can give us a lot of expertise. Philip, good to see you today. So prosecutors say universities are the victims. The U.S. probation says there are no victims. What do you say?
Well, I think they both missed the mark, Harris. Of course there are victims. Every child who signed up for the SAT but who had to go to the back of the admissions line because of these parents with their extreme entitlement issues. Those are the real victims in the case, Harris, and I hope that the judge doesn't forget about them today in the sentencing. Now, all that being said, on balance, I think all of the factors that come into play here make this most likely a probation case. I think that the 1 month that the government is asking for is merely a token, and I really don't think the judge is going to impose that. There's a lot of reasons that I can go into, but I do think it's a probation case on balance.
All right, I want to revisit this idea of victims, because wouldn't you have to have people actually come forward? Wouldn't you need names? I mean, I hear what you're saying. People may have been kept out, but there's no way to prove that, is there?
This is a white-collar case, of course, and white-collar cases always turn on economic impact of victims when it comes to sentencing. And the probation department, in its pre-sentence investigation, says that it cannot identify any specific victims who have a negative impact financially. It's sort of an esoteric concept. We know that there are people who don't get into colleges. We know that there are people who want to get into a certain school but who can't. So these are really nameless, faceless victims, people that there's just no way to identify, and that's why the probation department has said that in this particular case, it is essentially a victimless crime. Of course, specifically, we can say that we can't identify a victim, but we know that there are victims.
Oh, okay. Is privilege winning here again?
It may be, but you got to keep in mind, Harris, even if she was someone we did not know, if she was not famous and did not have celebrity,
like some of the other people coming up for sentencing.
Exactly. She's like 56 years old. She's got no criminal history. She's taken extraordinary acceptance of responsibility. Those are the factors that judges on a day in and day out basis in courtrooms across the country take into consideration when they sentence ordinary people to probation. So I think that on balance, if you take the celebrity out of it and the name recognition, I still think it's a probation case.
Wow. Philip Holloway breaking it down ahead of Felicity Huffman's time in court today for sentencing. Thank you very much.